can exclude girls and marry off kids. We
Hello
would like to
guys, I'm
ask you
at a
if
certain place
possible
here, but
to
I found
officially
this
speak to
video
them
very
to
interesting
explain the
and I
meaning
thought
of
I
May
must talk about it.
15th,
As I was
the day
looking
of
around, I
customs and
found this video
traditions
and
in
it
all
really
languages. Your
motivated me. I think
Excellencies,
Ibrahim Traore
Mr.
is a
President
leadership
Dufaso,
genius
our
because
parents have
every
explained to
time
us
when we are
that the
we are
law
we are
stipulates
we meet
that
things that he
children
has
who
done and
commit
we
minor
look at things
offenses
that he has
should
been
not go
able
to
to do,
prison,
we can
but
be
rather
we can
perform
be
light
able to
work,
tell that this
such as
guy is a
reading the CSPS
leadership
or cleaning the
genius. He knows
schoolyard.
everything, he has all the skills about leadership, and he's a kind of a guy that does things in a very different way. He possesses the exceptional skills that he is using to guide people. And I would wanted to ask a question. Do you have a president in your country who recognizes children's, who understands that there are children's in your country, and those children's are actually a tomorrow's generation, like they're the tomorrow's leaders, that they are the pillars of the country? Do you have a president who has an understanding, who has something like that in mind? This is a guy who creates a day special for children's. He knows that he needs to call children. He focuses on them. He understands them. He looks at the desires that the children want. Okay? Everything children do, he follows. He knows where to correct, how to make them feel good, how to make them be happy. Like, he doesn't want to see children complaining. Okay? When other leaders and other African presidents are collecting themselves in different places to discuss how they're going to steal money and how they're going to be corrupt and how they're going to share money and to share the government of shares, that is how they call it. He understands. He also have children in his country. Sincerely speaking, I've never seen a president who has that, who is doing that in my life. In my entire life, I've never seen that kind of a president who has a children's meeting day, that he can call children and sit with them down, an official meeting. He calls for an official meeting for children and he speaks to them and he talks to them. He asks them, what are the challenges you're going through? And he tells them, I'm going to do this here, I'm going to do this here to make sure that I have improved your life. This guy knows that children are the one who are holding the country. They are the pillars of the nation, and he knows tomorrow, for tomorrow to be a good, for them, for the country to have a better tomorrow, he needs to strengthen and talk to children and make them great people. He understands that and he knows that this is someone who is very exceptional, very different, very outstanding. He is very distinct, and I've never seen someone like this one. Now, I want you to take a look at this video. This video is very interesting. When children are talking, they are telling him, we want this, and he is able to listen. The whole president of a whole country, he is able to listen to them. It's an encouragement. And every other leader, talking of President William Ruto and Tinubu and all those presidents, they need to look at this and they need to follow the steps of this guy if they want to make a good nation and a good country. I want you to take your time and watch this video because it's very interesting. I've found it very interesting and I want you to take a look at it. Let's go to the video.
Excellencies, Mr. President Dufaso, even though we see progress, we still have three major requests to make of you. Your Excellencies, Mr. President Dufaso, we have heard that even though the law has set the marriage age at 18, there is an exception for those who are 16. Can you tell them to set it at 18 years without exception if possible? This would help protect all girls from early marriages, letting them stay in school and enjoy their childhood. Your Excellency, Mr. President Dufaso, we are extremely pleased and grateful that you have established May 15th as a day to allow us to learn more about our cherished tradition. But we're worried that our grandparents might think they can exclude girls and marry off kids. We would like to ask you, if possible, to officially speak to them to explain the meaning of May 15th, the Day of Customs and Traditions, in all languages. Your Excellencies, Mr. President Dufaso, our parents have explained to us that the law stipulates that children who commit minor offenses should not go to prison, but rather perform light work, such as weeding the CSPS or cleaning the schoolyard. Could you ask the judge to enforce this decision? This way, kids won't end up in jail and get exposed to bad stuff. Your Excellency, Mr. President of FASO, we know that you are listening to us and are ready to act to protect us. These changes mean a great deal to us and will significantly help us in having a much brighter future ahead. Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. President of FASO, for always thinking of us, protecting us, supporting us, and building with us a Burkina Faso where every child can be safe, go to school, and succeed in life. We thank you.
Hello everyone, you are all very welcome here. So you all are the esteemed deputies today, and I guess everything went very well in reality. Did the ministers respond well? Were they convincing? All right, thank goodness. In any case, there is a lot of the initiatives we have undertaken for the children, and indeed, everything else we do is also for the benefit of the children. You are the future of this nation, the future of the homeland. So everything we do is for the kids. First and foremost, you need to understand that. Every initiative we undertake is for your well-being so that you can thrive. Live therefore in good health and go forth with confidence. School is fundamentally about flourishing and doing everything you can to contribute positively to your country. We've started a lot of things, but there's still plenty left to do. It all depends on the pace at which we leave. As you can see, there are a lot of kids who are also displaced, but who are gradually resuming classes, step by step in various places. This is due to the selflessness of the defense and security forces and the BDP who are on the field giving their all, body and soul, who sacrifice themselves day and at night so you kids can live peacefully, sleep soundly, and go to school feeling refreshed. Just today, I was learning in one of the regions. There is more than a total of 10,000 kids are now back in school. So the classes are officially open now, and I think it's going well, in line with your aspirations, which are, may all children be able to go to school. The educational infrastructures are undergoing significant improvement. And I think there are many children among you who come from certain regions, who must have seen, during the expected season, many schools losing their roofs, and thus negatively impacting your classes. So we've come up with an innovative new school model, and now we're in the process of figuring out how to put it into action. The original text is incomplete and lacks context, making it hard to translate accurately. Please provide the full sentence for a proper translation. Bad weather and other natural disasters simply cannot be avoided, not impact your studies. Throughout the year there were some floods, and in Bobo Dioulasso, there was a school where the water almost trapped some kids. Thank goodness the firefighters were able to intervene quickly. So all this got us thinking, consider a school model that will allow children to study safely and study well, ensuring they have a secure and effective learning environment. Regarding health, such as, we said it, it's real, we're getting ready to launch the Mother-Child Hospital. Just this week, I had a quick chat with someone from the National Office of Major Projects about it, and I'm really hoping that we can get it off the ground and fully optify. The ambition is that you leave for school for free and that we can care for you. This is our goal, and we are working to make it happen. It's our dream too, just like that. And that's why we're fighting. In the mines, we have made the decision to opt for a technology that was originally developed in Burkina Faso. So, if you look recently in the southwest region, and even before that in the Orgos area, we've managed to set up these innovative machines that allow us to extract gold in an eco-friendly way. By this, I mean that we are able to extract gold without using harmful chemicals that can be very dangerous for both kids and adults. This method is not only safer for the environment, but also helps in keeping children away from the mines, preventing them from having to do really tough and hazardous jobs. We are in the process of developing all these initiatives so that children do not end up at gold panning sites, breaking stones, which is really hard work, or inhaling dangerous chemicals. We are currently working on this so that, with any luck in the very near future, we won't be hearing about kids at gold panning sites anymore. So regarding some of the points you brought up in your complaints, we've taken note of them, and we will definitely look into it. Specifically, it's about the Code for Individuals and Families. The section that discusses obtaining permission at the age of 16, it's not solely the parent's permission that is required. The individual involved also has a say in the matter. So we'll see if there's a need to make any adjustments to better fit what you want. However, we want to make sure that when individuals reach the age of 18, they have the freedom and the right to choose whether or not they want to enter into a union. At 18, you're no longer a child. That's why we set the age at 18. But we'll take some time to think about that part of the code for individuals and families and see what can be done about it. The other complaints are also ongoing and current issues. As you mentioned earlier, we will check with the sectoral and ministerial departments to see what can be done about this matter. And I suppose that next year, God willing, you will be able to ask them about the beginning of implementing what you want. And traditions and customs, it's not just what you mentioned. There's so much more to consider. We've noticed that many people can mix things up, but understand that we keep on educating, raising awareness, and continuously explaining to people why that particular day is so important. I think we took a tour of the museum that day to see some cultural values that are unique to us. It's also a message to everyone involved to understand that what we're looking for are some really important values in our various cultures that we've let go of over time, but could still be incredibly useful for us in the present and future. That's what needs to be expressed. Let me give you an example to illustrate my point. You see, in some villages, there were people who had specialized knowledge and skills, like blacksmiths. These blacksmiths had the ability to take the earth and extract iron from it. But today, are there any kids who have been introduced to that kind of thing? Are there any young people who know how to do it? I don't think so. But still, we continue to buy iron from outside sources. You get it? But still, in our cultures we had that. But we have lost. In our cultures, when I visited the museum, I noticed that we had certain types of construction that would help us easily confront the enemy in times of war. But we have lost a lot of things. Anyway, there are so many great things about our culture, and that's what we want to draw from. It's all about communication. We will continue to communicate and raise awareness about the misunderstandings that may arise from the misinterpretation of the 15 meters, ensuring it does not lead to excision or any other harmful acts. It is crucial that we maintain our efforts to educate and inform the public to prevent any potential negative consequences. By doing so, we can ensure that no harmful acts occur as a result of these misunderstandings. Got it? So we can assure you that we are diligently working with full consciousness and dedication to help you become great and responsible citizens of tomorrow. This country belongs to you, and it's up to you to take it and shape its future. We'll teach you a bunch of important values, and you'll then pass these meaningful values on to your kids. Tomorrow you'll have kids, you'll be in our shoes, and you'll do everything to make sure your kids are in better conditions than you were. When I listened to you today, I realized that you are better than us. We want your kids to be even better than you. Donc, we are obliged to instill in you a certain number of values. And today, at school, we introduced a number of different subjects to the students. Civic education, which I have instructed on behalf of the ministry, is meant to instill patriotism in you. It's so that you can take charge of your own country. And this requires understanding and implementing a certain number of values every day. There is agriculture, if we can say so, that will be initiated. The small gardens that you will take over at school will allow you to start practically doing some of the things you imagine and envision. And I know that there are many people who enjoy these activities, who perhaps do them out of obligation. But if you